we'd be pretty good.
Camera is rolling.
Oh, it's rolling?
The camera is.
Oh.
Alright, everybody. We're back here.
Poorboy Chronicles.
Yep.
Episode, I don't remember which.
I don't know either. Shit. Maybe 9?
Probably
Maybe 9.
9
Yeah.
or 10.
I mean, you usually listen to.
Heck,
I've listened to a lot of them. Only been to one.
appreciate y'all listening. You can check us out. Our email is, what is it, Barry?
Poorboy Chronicles 23@gmail.com.
This guy don't even know his own email.
You can,
I really didn't have to think about it for a second.
Send us an email with questions, comments, concerns, whatever you may have, and
Man, quit trying to touch my
check
hand.
us out on Facebook. We got a Facebook, which is Poorboy Chronicles. We have a TikTok, which is
Poorboy
Poorboy
Chronicle.
Chronicle. Leave
Yeah.
the S off.
Homie forgot to
That's
put
lame.
the S on there.
Yeah, my bad. And
This
When
guy
they're-
went to college, too.
Isn't there a period in there between the poor boy and then dot chronicle?
it was one of them things when you make the account, it kind
One
of
of them
generated
things.
a
Exactly what it
username.
says.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of them things. It's a
Generated the username.
Okay, so it's
I gotta
poor
go in there and
boy
change it.
dot chronicle.
Just type in Poorboy Chronicles on TikTok and it'll
No,
pop
it
up.
won't. No,
Look it
because
up,
if you
then.
put
Look
an
it up.
S,
Look it up, then.
I don't have to look it up, because if I look it up, it's gonna freaking pull it up.
Alright, so
Because I'm already subscribed to it.
Chronicle.
God dang it.
Poorboy Chronicle
We'll go
Yeah.
with it.
on TikTok.
Sounds about
We
right.
do have a Facebook group where you can like some of our polls and leave us comments and questions, and we'll share some video clips and the links to the page. And just
When
give
did
us
we check
a.
on those
Where do you post the videos?
We'll post them eventually when we can figure it out. They're going to end up on YouTube.
We can
But we
look at the
do
camera
have some
too as we
stuff with
talk.
TikTok and
So.
yeah, we got a video over there. That way y'all can
That's
see
what
our
we're
ugly
gonna do.
mugs again. We've been slacking on it, but hope it ain't too bad.
Nah.
Share it with your friends. Give us a like, subscribe, and whatnot. I mean, shoot, we had a pretty busy New Year. I don't know about y'all, but mine was pretty good. I spent, heck, New Year's Eve. I didn't think I was even going to stay awake. I was
stayed
like,
awake.
12 o'clock, come on.
Oh, yeah. I was in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, hell, you was down there?
Yeah.
I was watching you on TV. then.
Really? So, okay, there's something to talk about. So this is the story, right? So we went, and they do that. It's called the Nashville Big Bash.
Yeah.
Is that what you was watching?
Yep.
Yeah.
Boot
That's-
bash or something.
That's what I was
Nashville
watching.
Big Bash. Yeah. So we bought. I helped a friend of mine move. We bought these fast passes, which they later came in handy because Nashville's lines to get into the bars are insane anyway. So we bought $150 a piece. I ended up taking hers. She's basically like, "That's your gift." I'm like, "All right, sweet." So me and my buddy went out, but before we went out, the other girl's like, "Hey, y'all know the Big Bash is free." We're like, "We could just go to that."
Like Times Square.
Yeah, like the Times Square.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they opened the floodgates, quite literally. And there are probably people waiting there at like lunchtime, front row, because it's first come, first serve. So she was like, "I don't know, it's cold, it's cold." I was like, "Hey, Morgan Wallen's going to play." You know, a white girl's like, "Morgan Wallen!" So she got all dolled up and everything. We made it 30 minutes in the cold. We were standing outside the main gates. All we were doing was watching the screen. We're like, "This is lame."
We'll go back and watch it on our TV.
Yeah.
We called the other girl. She's like, "Can you see?" We're like, "Yeah, we're watching the same thing you are." It's like we're watching it. So we went back, but I ended up going out. Had a great time.
I've
Bought
never
some-
been to Nashville.
You've
I'd
never
like to
been
go.
to Nashville?
Never
I thought
to
you'd been one
Nashville.
time.
I thought
Never
you did.
been.
Same.
Never been. I'm not lying, guys. Trust
Well,
me.
I don't know. Is he
thought
sure
for the
has that
bachelor
been-
party, but
I've never been to Nashville.
It's
I've
a
been
blast.
to Nashville many a time, and it's garbage. Knoxville is pretty good.
Knoxville's
okay,
fun.
Knoxville is where you
Knoxville is
okay.
very fun. I love that place. But Nashville's like its own thing. It's just,
Did you become a buckle bunny?
of course.
I figured so.
No, it was. I bought a couple. So the thing is, like like I said, it's crowded as crap, right? So we ended up finally at like, I'll say 9:30 at night. Found 2 seats. Me and my buddy Jason, right next to the bar tender. The lady that was. She was like 2 bartenders serving like 50 people. I felt bad, so we ended up. We're claiming these seats. So we sat there. I got some food. We were sharing food with her. She ended up giving us like 6 free drinks, which was really cool. I bought a couple drinks for some veterans. Some of them were, obnoxious and some of them were very humble. So I was like,
your mom bought some drinks for
yeah,
babies.
you know, it's okay. It's okay. The credit card, that's okay. No, I spent like $30 of my own money, and then everything else was honestly free. Because I mean, drinks were strong, so she's like, here, take these. I was like, all right, cool. But I had a good time.
Yeah, so
Good time.
yeah, I didn't make it. I mean, I made it past
Zach didn't make it.
midnight.
It happens at times.
Ended
We'll
up
have that.
running a call with the fire department. Some dude drinking and driving hit 150 miles an hour on a 4-lane highway that's 65 mile an hour zone. And they pitted him out, spun him out, got some bruises and probably a few broken bones the next morning. But we were there, and it was crazy. They had thought the cop shot bullets through the window, but come to find out it was just a baton. He had the baton in his hand, just beating it against the window.
Yeah.
But it looked like bullet holes, like they were the size of your thumb, pushed into the window.
Jack, you remember that time in Raleigh? We were leaving Dennis's apartment, and that we turned left to get back on Tryon or whatever, and that
And got stuck behind that dude that was passed out.
yeah,
on the
we're
wheel.
like, what is going on? Started honking at him. We're like, this dude
Blew
ain't
the horn a
moving.
few times and he wasn't moving.
Next thing you know, Raleigh PD flies around us.
No, we called him. Remember?
Did we call them?
I called him because I was like, this dude has sat through about 3 red lights
Yeah,
and
Get
not
started to
moving.
concerned for him. He busts the window out and gets this guy. I guess he was knocked
we
out.
left and we're like, hey, you want to go back? So
Yeah.
we went back a few minutes later and sat there and watched it.
Yeah,
The dude cop tried to get him his attention, tried
Wouldn't
to get
do
the door open, and he wouldn't. So he shattered the glass and drug him and reached in and drug him out.
we were kind of concerned, to be honest. I mean, I don't know if it was a drinking
I mean-
accident or he was just on meds, but
It was
I mean, a lot of
probably,
diabetics.
Sure.
I've heard diabetics do that,
mm-hmm.
like especially
Blackout.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
your sugar either gets too low or too high.
I didn't want to assume nothing, but I was kind of concerned for their safety.
I had a feeling by the
Let's see
area
what's in
was
steel.
Yeah.
right there next to campus, not far from college on a Friday night. Feel like he was probably either drunk or on something. and-
Intoxicated somehow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just under the influence
Yeah,
and
that's
passed out at the red light because it was like midnight. It was
Mhm.
late,
Yep.
but it was kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, you have a pretty good New Year's, Barry. I know you
It wasn't too bad.
probably
I didn't have the
didn't do a
flu
whole
this time.
lot. Yeah, you weren't sick this time.
Yeah, I spent about all of Christmas with the flu.
This year?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh God, really?
I seen him the night before that Friday night on my birthday. Hung
Woke
out,
up.
everybody had a good time. Then the next morning I called him up to see what he was up to, and he's like, "Man, I don't feel good."
Yeah, I woke up down 102 fever. I wasn't throwing up, but my whole body ached.
Yeah.
I was horrible.
Dude, I will take a stomach bug puking on the toilet, anything over a 4-day fever any day. I don't know, because usually the bug, you getting sick, it's over
Yeah.
in 24 hours. Maybe a fever after, but just that fever, and you just don't know what's wrong with you. You feel like you just got hit by a freight train.
Sweating
Yeah,
and
feel like you got
hot.
whacked by a police baton.
That's what happened the first time I had COVID. I just had like a migraine. Everybody was acting and talking a big talk. And granted, I'd say I'm pretty healthy compared to some people. They probably do get hurt pretty bad from it. But
Mm-hmm.
that
It's
I
tough.
was at work when it hit me, and it was like halfway. I'd say I was hauling chicken feed at the time, so I was picking up my last load of chicken feed at the mill, and I was in the office, and I was like, "Man, something don't feel right."
It's terrible.
And it just like hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, "Ooh, this don't feel good." But it was one of them things I had to get. I had to finish my day. I
Same.
couldn't just quit.
I was trucking too when it hit
So
me. It was
I
terrible.
finished up. I had to sit down on a stool while I was loading the truck. I was like, "Man, I don't feel right." I thought maybe my sugar or something could have.
Yeah,
Did you ever have
not
COVID?
invested in
yeah.
it.
I had it one time.
I had it twice. I got lucky.
So I loaded that load of feed, and then I made it to the farm. And the whole time I was offloading the feed, I was like trying to find somewhere to sit down. Just like, hurry up! I gotta go home.
Yeah, it was awful.
I made it home and like told my wife, I said, I gotta lay down. I went right on in and laid down for like 3 hours. It was just a bad headache and just feeling run down. That was the only problem I had. I had a bad headache and I just felt like crap. And I tested myself and it was COVID.
Mine was all over like a fever, but it's so strange.
You got COVID not long after it was a thing.
Mhm.
It wasn't 6 months after it, and you were
About
sick
6
with
months. Yep.
it. Bronco gets sprayed with some Febreze.
Yeah, we got those things in the house I've been staying in Monroe, and I'll be sitting there or I'll be walking past the fridge, maybe even getting something out the fridge, and he's got it right there. The other day I was getting a frozen pizza out of the stand-up freezer, and it sprayed me, and I was like, oh, I can't even get any food, dude. Comes out of nowhere.
I didn't even smell that one. That one's supposed to be pine.
It smells
It
good.
smells like a pine tree.
Mhm.
It's supposed to.
Imitation pine.
That's right.
Because we poor boys, we can't afford that real stuff. We got the mainstays in great value.
Oh yeah. So Brick is back.
Yeah, we
Yep.
finally got Brick back. Ain't
But you
seen
had to
him.
introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Hadn't
Again.
seen him but like twice in a year.
Man, I'll tell y'all right now, 2023, everybody, and I've said it before too, this might have been the craziest year of my life. And granted, at the time, it might have been. But without a doubt, this year, man, has topped
Last
it.
year.
Yeah, well, yes.
Last year.
2023, dude, like, a lot of good, a lot of bad, a lot of learning. I'll put it like that. A whole lot. A whole lot.
Technically, have you learned anything now?
Oh, yeah. I just have to act upon the,
There you go.
you know what I'm saying?
You
I gotta-
learned what not to do.
what not to do, what to do, what not to do again, what to do in moderation, and I just like, God, went off the rails. But hey, here's the
Went
thing:
on a bender.
went on a bender,
Started out of work for a while. Partied a little too much.
yeah.
Disconnected from a lot of people.
So here's the summary I've come up with because I went through a separation. So, mutual, yes, no hate.
Sort of, kind of.
But it is what it is, and it was my choice. And I told myself, I said, man, I'm gonna take 2 months.
2 months turned into like
4.5, almost 5.
6.
No, it's been about 5. But really though, it's about 5, which is
Come on,
like
man.
way too long. But I was like, I'm gonna take 2 months tops. I sold my house that I had out of state and made some money. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna kind of lay low. Didn't want to completely lose touch with everybody, which I didn't obviously lose everything in touch, but that, like Zach said, that 2 months turned into, we'll call it 5 months of debauchery and
Nothing.
nothing but a good time. But at the same time, too much of a good time sets you way back. Way back.
So you can have fun,
Yeah.
but you got to be able to have fun in moderation.
And moderation truly is key. And
And don't let yourself go down a bad path. I'm not saying you did, but
no,
sort of, kind of. But you got to.
yeah,
Your biggest issue was, and you can, if I'm telling wrong, you can tell me no, but you didn't have a job, so you were basically just bumming,
yeah.
making
was
a little bit of money. You
here
were
and there.
working some side work, but not enough to
To cover what I
support
needed.
yourself.
Yeah,
So you were having to bum off other people, and you probably feel bad, like you took advantage of a few, but
I do. And the people that I stayed with were very, very
generous.
generous, and I'm very grateful for them to let me do that. And like they told me, you know, if it was getting to a point
You
where
gotta get your stuff
they're
together.
gonna kick my ass out, which they didn't kick me out, but they basically the past couple weeks they're like, all right, Brick, you got to do
get
something.
together.
You know, I mean, you're more than welcome to stay here, but you got to do something more than just.
And I
Bull
only
job.
tell you because I love you, but you're easily influenced.
I am, and I'll say it about myself. I'm not gonna say I have no control, but I tend to. I slip into a good time habit more than I do. You can't really live out George Strait's song, you know, here for a good time forever, because I mean, you can. By God, you ain't gonna get very far.
Like I said, you can have a good time, but you got to be able to support yourself.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with a little partying here and there. Partying, I'll use loosely. Whatever your choice of intoxicated, you know, substance might be. Be smart. Just be smart. Anybody that's listening, it can send you down a bad path. I've done it before. Me and Zach were talking earlier. On the
Hey,
phone.
I'm just glad you
Yeah.
cut it off when you did, and you didn't end up like a lot of these guys out on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Well-
what I told you a few times, and I don't
It wasn't
wanna
gonna get to the
too
streets.
deep, but I
Yeah.
was thinking like, oh, there might be a time that I get a call that
Mm-hmm.
Brick's in jail, or worst case, Brick got beat up or got injured or
OD or
OD'd or died or
mm-hmm.
got in a bad wreck because he was drinking and driving.
Probably with me, it was gonna be something stupid like running
Get
with a
caught
rowdy
up in
crowd.
your own crowd.
Yeah, like the guys I have down in the Charlotte area. No names said. Great dudes. Zach knows them. Good dudes, but here's the thing: they're a good time having crowd. But the difference is they all work and they make pretty dang good money too. They all half of them work at the same company, and I used to work with them. They're rolling good. They travel for work and construction.
And they're established there.
They are, yes. So they all like
They have family there.
and they have their own house, and they were cool enough to be like, hey, yeah, Brick, come stay with me for a little bit, as long as I want. But basically, I definitely didn't overstay my welcome, but I was starting to slip that way because of not throwing in my weight. And if you got real good brothers, like my boys here would say the same thing, y'all be like, all right, bro,
You
you
gotta
got to
help
do
out.
something.
Yeah.
I mean, you can crash here all you want, but
One thing we basically told you, love having you back, missed you for a while, but when you come back, you gotta be productive. You can't just whoever. If you're living with your mom and dad, or if you get an apartment, or you rent a room from whoever, you gotta be productive. You gotta pull your weight.
it'll come. And
Heck, you ought to get you a camper.
that's more money.
I know one for sale.
Well, when you get some money
Yeah,
built up,
yeah,
find you like a $2,000 camper.
maybe.
Remember the one we found though?
What's up with that one lady you messaged? Didn't she ever send you back?
It was actually a guy that was messaging. I read the post, but he said that he's gonna get the motor out and the power steering, and I was like, well, I'd like the whole thing, and he must have took it the wrong way. He was like, oh, well, I'm sorry. Best of luck to you. I was meaning like I just wanted the body.
Yeah. Yeah.
The body and the axles is all I need.
So he
I
was
mean,
fixing to scrap it, and you just wanted the.
he was wanting to get the motor out of it because
Mhm.
it probably had a pretty good motor in it.
So they still have the
Mobile
shell,
home.
the body.
Motor home. I don't know. I need to message him.
Yeah,
I'll
message
do
him
it
back. I'm
tomorrow or
curious.
something and say, hey, if it's where I can roll it, I don't need a motor.
Mouse is about to fall off.
I don't need a motor in it or power steering. I just want to be able to roll it up on a trailer and use it as a little
Redneck.
cabin.
Blonde. Oh well, cabin.
Yeah.
It looked like Cousin Eddie's RV.
Did it?
Yeah, it was a little
Like
short
a
version,
Winnebago?
like
Yeah.
Cousin Eddie's
Oh,
RV. But it looked pretty clean though.
Can I see it?
Oh,
your
got it
phone's
on
over
the
there.
phone. I sent it to you on Marketplace, bro.
You did send it to me.
Yeah.
While we talking, I'm gonna pull it
Yeah,
up.
you can pull it up.
I'm just curious.
I was gonna say I sent you that one, but
That
dang
little
dude wanted what?
Shasta
40
camper, you wanted like
$4,900.
$5,000 for
Yeah.
it. And the thing wasn't much bigger than this couch.
Dude, look at this thing. That is Cousin Eddie.
Turn it around and show the camera.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up here and show you all this.
No offense to the dude who's got it, but that doesn't.
That's all.
Cousin Eddie off of or what's his name?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it Eddie?
Cousin Eddie.
Yeah. Off
Standing
of
outside.
National Lampoon.
Lampoon's
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool though. I mean, I'd sleep in that thing. We're just looking for like a little cabin when we go deer hunting and duck hunting and stuff. We go over to my parents' place, which ain't but 5 to 8 minutes from here, but it's getting
Yeah.
up, having to load all your stuff up, and drive over there, and then unload all your stuff.
Yeah.
If we had a place to just take our gear and leave it when we're over there, leave it there, go to sleep, wake up, and you're right there.
I'm trying to get Zach to condy in to go and duck hunt in the morning, but it is currently, what time is it?
11 o'clock.
Shoot, I'll stay up.
Hasn't started raining yet though.
It has not. We supposed to get freezing rain here tonight?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's supposed to
to.
be, but they said the worst of it's going to be between 3 a.m. and 8 a.m. and 9
Perfect
a.m.
time to be out in the blind.
Freezing your butt off.
Hey, we've gone in worse weather. Remember that one year? Well, the best year we had when we went with Brandon and all them boys, and it snowed, all that. I mean, we hunted, like you said.
But I'd be fine with the snow on the ground, but if
Yeah.
it's just steadily raining,
well, even if
we
it's
don't
snowing
have
while
good
we're doing
cover
it,
or
yeah.
anything,
Rain is god awful. That's just that ain't.
you're gonna be drenched.
Yeah.
I didn't bring my good waders. I didn't bring nothing much to be dabbling
We
with a
ain't
bad weather
prepped
with.
good
We're not-
enough
we're
yet.
not prepped.
Give it another. I mean, maybe
I'll be
next
fine.
weekend. Yeah, because you got a brand new set of waders
That's
you
right.
hadn't even used yet.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If we decide to go, I'll be ready. I'll tough it out.
I mean, the gun's laying right there, the waders are right there.
Yeah.
I just gotta find a box of shells and.
Brick don't have his gun. Brick don't have his wader.
Oh,
I didn't
My
bring one
waders have a
myself.
lead.
your waders do not have a leak.
Yes, they do.
In the hip.
My crotch was wet last time we went.
Not as bad as mine.
I know.
God, am I? Are you over here complaining about just a little old small leak?
No.
Mine's ripped like this far.
Your old ones.
Yeah, the old ones. The old ones were literally ripped this far, right in the crotch.
I put on those small ones last time. Maybe you should have seen me. We were walking through, and we sat on the edge of the bottom pond over there. And it was cold that morning too.
Yeah,
Kind
it
of,
was.
I mean-
a little chilly.
like probably right at freezing. And I walked out there the whole way down. I was like, Zach. He's like, I can't feel my feet. He's like, it's not that cold. I'm like, no, I can't feel my feet. My toes were curled.
11 and the boots were like a 7.5.
I was sitting like this, you know, with one of my feet under the other one on a log. I was comfortable at first, but then I was like, can't feel the lower half of my body. We got a problem here. It's like moving my legs. It was terrible. Can't wear those. Cannot wear those.
Let's go back to your house, and we'll step off the pond, off the pier, and we'll find your leak tonight.
We'll find the leak.
We'll find the leak.
Not that way. Because in order to patch it, it has to be dry. And I ain't got all night to
Hey,
let the thing
speaking
dry.
of that, have you seen my duck camo pullover? Is it in your hunting bag? It is not in Monroe. It is not in my parents' house.
Never.
It is not in my
never
truck.
have a clue. I hadn't seen it.
That's an expensive jacket too, bro.
No,
That
it's
sucks.
kind of the weather. Supposed to be 30,
31.
22. It's gonna be
Wait.
22 tonight.
Is it?
Man, the way it goes though, we'll get all prepped, and we'll go out there and won't see jack squat. But
We need to scout a little bit, honestly.
That normally
Yeah.
happens.
then we ride over at 9 or 10 in the morning after breakfast, and there's like 4,000 ducks flying around. It's like, God Almighty.
Hey, I wonder, are those geese back?
I haven't been over there in a few days to see.
I don't see anything except a 10 to 20% chance of some freezing rain here.
It's supposed to rain like 90%.
We know rain, sure, but it doesn't say it only.
Yeah.
At 2 to 3 a.m. is a 20% chance of wintry mixed. I mean, that ain't nothing.
No. we're
6 mile an hour wind, 9 mile an hour wind.
It's going to be rough.
That's gonna be brutal.
I mean, not against it, but I'd like to be a little prepared.
Yeah.
I don't have any of my stuff together.
Mm-mm.
I don't have.
Dude, we've been talking about it all freaking day, though.
I know, but I've been
Well,
working.
nah, I don't want to.
I've been working all freaking day. He says the one that gets off work at 1 o'clock.
I did not get off at 1 o'clock today.
Sorry, 2 o'clock.
Okay, I got off at 2 o'clock. Yeah. All right.
See what
Yes.
Reedsville's gonna
Excuse
get.
me.
Brick,
Get off a little early.
Brick left all his stuff because, and he didn't even have to work. What's his excuse?
Shoot.
He's probably got a lot of excuses.
Yeah.
This dude would forget his head if it wasn't attached.
Huh?
What you say?
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Oh Lord.
Guys, y'all want to take a quick break and
Yeah.
come back with a little bit of something else?
Yeah, we can take us a
Alright.
break and go piss, do whatever.
Yep. I'll be back.
All right. I was gonna make a funny joke about what we saw at the stockyards tonight, Zach.
Okay.
Oh, I wish you could have seen that, Larry. You would have been like, "What the